Okay. Just to introduce Kushagra, he is son of Mr. Devender Singh from Ayodhya. His father is diploma holder and Microsoft certified engineer who is running his own small firm, and he's a proprietor of that firm. Mother is MA BEd and she's a housemaker. He himself has done his 10th from Army Public School with 87%, 10 plus 2 with 72%. He loves to play cricket and Kabaddi. In cricket, he has played for his team and gone up to district level, and they have won a trophy. And Kabaddi, he plays as defender on the right-hand defender, left-hand defender, that he does it on there. Hobbies, he loves to have a pen collection is his hobby. Acting and clay modeling are another hobbies and interest. He has appeared for India earlier, but written tests he couldn't afford to go through now, but he has been shortlisted for technical entry scheme and he expected to get his SSB in subsequently. Right then, now we hand over to Colonel Kadam for onward journey. Right, sir?
Right.
Bye.
Right, sir. Kushagra, you are from Ayodhya, it seems.
Yes, sir.
You're very lucky to be born and brought up in Ayodhya. It's a very historical place in our, especially the Indian Hindustan culture and everything else. Tell me about Ayodhya in detail, as much as you know about it, and what's happening presently.
Yes, sir. Sir, Ayodhya has many cultures as per our religion and history. I will talk about religious culture. It was birthplace of Lord Rama, as written in Ramayana, and it has connection with historical period as it is situated Maqbara of call that place Gulab Badi, situated in Sahibganj area in Ayodhya, and it is beside by a very holy river called Saryu. Currently, decoration of Durga Puja is going on here, and many construction and development work because it is center of attraction worldwide due to Ram Mandir.
That's all you can tell about Ayodhya.
Yes, sir, that's what I know.
Other than religious, anything else you can tell me about Ayodhya?
Yeah, sir, it is a verdict that was in Ayodhya that was cleared by Supreme Court in 2016, 2019, I guess.
Okay, how do you think Ayodhya is going to change in the future? Next, say about 30 to 50 years.
Sir, it would be developed to a very developed city, and as government has implemented to build it as a very small city, and many enlargement of city has been taken to place, and a company L&T is going to build Ayodhya in next few years.
Yeah, so it is going to be a very major international tourist center, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes,
and you
sir.
don't want to be part of the gainers there from Ayodhya and want to join the defense forces instead.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Sir, to joining defense forces was a motivation by my childhood. That's why I wanted to pursue my childhood dream to go into defense forces.
Okay.
Yes,
but why was this dream for joining the defense forces? Childhood
sir,
is okay, but now you have grown up. You are no more child now.
Yes, sir. By childhood, it was a natural attraction toward defense forces. As I grew up, I got into Army public school. I got exposure of Indian Army, and my grandfather was also in Army and got Sangram Medal and Raksha Medal in China War and Indo-China War and Pakistan War. So I had a good exposure of Indian Army. So I decided I would go with the flow and get into defense forces.
So what all do you know about the Indian Army?
Sir, Indian Army is, as per I think it is the best army in the world, and Indian Army operates as very difficult terrains like Siachen, Sahara Desert,
Tell me
Thar
about
Desert, sir, I guess.
tell me about specifics about the Indian Army. Not generalized. It's very good. It is very big. It is operates in
Okay,
all
sir.
types of terrain. It operates on all that is generalized. That every army in the world does it. Tell me specifics about Indian Army.
Sir, Indian Army is a
Okay, you are so motivated to join the Indian Army. Then why couldn't you clear the NDA exam papers?
Sir, I won't put any excuse there. I was less sincere in my +2 class. That's the reason that I couldn't make into class NDA written exams.
That's the only excuse.
Yes, sir. That's all the reason I was not able to clear written exams in my attempt. Yeah, but I make sure that I will clear it into next April attempt. I am preparing for that.
Okay, good. Now that you have decided to join the armed forces, it's very nice. In the next 40 minutes or so, during the course of this interview, we will be talking about your family background, your education background, your hobbies, your interests, the games you play, the current affairs and things like that, right? Tell me from standard 9th onwards, what all subjects did you have? The subjects which you liked the most and why? The subjects which you did not like. Tell me about your teachers, the teachers whom you liked the most and the teachers you didn't care about much. Tell me all the extracurricular activities you took part in your school days, about your appointments and responsibilities you had during the school days. And also tell me in details about your friends. What are the qualities you see in a person to make him your friend? What are the additional qualities you look for to make him your close friend? And what all you do together along with your friends? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, in class 9th, I had 6 subjects: science, maths, social science, English, computer science, and Hindi. The subject I liked the most was computer science. Subject I didn't like was social science, because I have to mug up all that history and things. So I lose some interest in that. And sir, teachers, in class 10th, I had 5 subjects. We have to opt. We have to opt. I was having maths, English, science, social science, my opted subject. I scored 87%. And class 11th, I opted science stream with computer science. And in class 12th, I pursued same subject and got 72%. And so I will talk about my teachers. I had very good bond with every teacher, and there was sir in class 10th who taught mathematics to me, was my favorite teacher, because he taught like a way that he and things in geometry. He didn't just draw 2D. He made to see the figures, how they are intersecting and how they are coinciding things. Though that's was the point that he was my favorite teacher, and there was no teacher I guess I didn't like. And with every teacher I have a very good bond. And I will talk about my friends. I'm very excited that all classmates are my friends, and qualities I would see in my friend, that every person who is talking with me with great effort, or uh, giving me respect, is my friend. For and close friends, there are certain friends which are close to me: Nikhil Tiwari, Shesh Gupta, and Naveen said are my close friends. I look qualities to be my close friends are they should be trustworthy to me, that and they should defend my back and not present, and they can expect same from me. These are qualities to be my friends. And so next, I will talk about my co-curricular activities. In co-curricular activities in class 9th, I took part in advertisement creation contest in which I created an advertisement, or I portrayed an advertisement for a protein supplement brand. And after in class 10th, I participated in relay race competitions, in which was on sport day. I got no place in that. And in class, there was no online classes. There was no time to get into co-curricular activities because all the year was gone into Corona. And in class 12th, I half of the year was go down to online classes, and after that I took part in writing competition, which I could make any rank in my class. And specifically before 9th standard, I was playing cricket for enjoyment, and I got selected into a school team, and I represented it to district competition called Sarvodaya Trophy. And we played Kabaddi also there. I was playing at right hand corner, and I had a talent to get to defend raider, and I was batsman. I played at one down position.
Okay, that's all.
Yes.
Tell me, what are the advantages of online classes and disadvantages as well?
Yes, sir. Advantages are it is less time consuming to attend offline, which take, I think, and in online class it is very easy to get connected to team, get our classes, and it's over in very productive time we. And in our advantages, all and when we get a very face-to-face interaction with teachers and eye contact, which plays a crucial role in understanding concept, I will say.
Okay, right. Now let's talk about your family background. Tell me about your father, your mother. How are your relations with your parents? What do you discuss at home? What all you do together at home? What all differences you have with your father and mother? And tell me about all that you do at home on a day you have a school or on a holiday when you're slightly free. And how you help your younger sister in whatever way you can.
So firstly, I will talk about my father. My father is an engineer and currently running his own business called TDM Enterprises, which is a service-oriented company. And I have very good relations with my father. And uh, differences, I don't feel there is such differences with my father. I am very friendly, and we generally stay like a friends in our family. So I don't think there is difference between my father and mother. I have very unique bond with her. I tease her, I play with her, and in my little childhood, I used to very close with my mother, and with my brother, I have a very good bond also. And as we we discuss at home, currently it is about my future, about where I'm going, which college I'm choosing, and what counseling are going through, and it is about my brother's educations, and after that. I help my younger brothers in studies, and he's little. I can help him all out as he is in class 7th, and he's little bit lazy in terms of physical activity. So I motivate him to go on a run or to play some sort of activity so that will you get physically fit.
Mm-hmm. And what do you do on a normal day and on a
Yes,
holiday?
sir. When I have school, I get wake up at 5 a.m. After that, I do my initials, and then I pack my bag and uh, leave for school at 6 a.m. because school is on 7:20, and where I live and school is approximately 15 to 20 kilometers. I go by bicycles by road, and after that I come from the school around 3 p.m. After that, I used to get a rest of 1 hour. Then I go to my coachings for 4 to 8 p.m. After that, I came from there. I get my dinner, and I used to do my self study till 11, and then I go to sleep. And in my day, that was on holiday, I usually wake up at 5 a.m. Then I go to play sort of cricket in Kent Stadium here. And after that, I come from here, I take a bath, and that after Sunday or anything, classes going on. And after uske, so uske baad फिर I get my lunch and do my all the sort of work which was given assignment which is given by school. Then in evening I used to play with my brother and talk with my mothers. After that I used to study and get sleep. So
Mhm. So in no way you help your father or mother in any of their duties.
yes, sir, I help. For my fathers, I help in suggestion of how he can go online for his business. How he can put advertisement online through a website, through Instagram, or through social handles. And with my mothers, I help in to like she cooks food, then I keep food to dining table, and if she get tired, then I can also cook food, sir, for her and my family.
Okay. Tell me about how much money you get, pocket money, and what all you do with it. And
Currently, sir, I don't get any pocket money. What I get, I tell my father, and he makes me available there.
mhm. Okay. So as of now, you are still fully dependent on your father.
No, sir, I'm not dependent, but yeah, for money, I'm dependent on him.
Okay. Otherwise, you are not dependent.
No, sir, I do all my work by on my own, and just in case of any need of money, I ask him that I need money for this purpose, and he verifies and he gives easily.
Okay. So as of now, you do not have any spare time, and whatever time you get, you play cricket, isn't it?
Yes, sir,
And
cricket and
kabaddi.
kabaddi.
Okay. Tell me about
Sir, I
kabaddi, how
like
you
to
got
do cricket
interested, what all you
exercises.
do in kabaddi, how is it played, and what are your achievements in kabaddi?
Yeah, sir, sir, can you repeat the first question? I was not able to listen.
Yeah, you tell me everything about kabaddi that you know.
Yes, sir. Kabaddi is played on a rectangular court, which is of 13 meters in. For men's, it is for 13 meters in length and 10 meters wide. And 1 meter side by side lobby, that's a lobby in which a players that get out for in defense or raid. And for there are three lines in between one part of court which is of 6 meters, and that first line is called balk line, which every raiders have to pass to not get out. And second line is called bonus line, which if a raiders crosses, he gets a bonus point. And sir, I was a defender, so I know defense very well. I we play at defense like a C, and three pairs are there, and one player get remain unpaired. So I was a right hand corner, so I was unpaired person. When a raiders approach, when a raider approach towards any side of the court, then we consecutively go to another side of court to make a trap around there. And when he comes running towards me, I get down and a point for defending him. And rules of the Kabaddi, I know that if a person defender get touched line, he gets a point, or how many person he touch gets that's point, that's the number of point he gets. And if the raider is caught into the before, then defense team gets a point. And there is two subsequently empty raid. There is go two and raid. If in that raid you have to either die or you have to score a point for your team. Otherwise, you would have to.
Okay, tell me what are the national and international tournaments and which all international tournaments this game is played, and where do we stand in this game?
Sir, as we hold very good positions in Kabaddi, and there's a Pro Kabaddi League, and which is casted on Hotstar and television, and in Commonwealth game, and it is going on rightly. And I think this and very national and district levels competition and national level competitions go for Kabaddi specifically.
Which are the other countries which are good in Kabaddi?
So I would say Iran and Pakistan, France, Bulgaria are good in Kabaddi because they have good build there and they play Kabaddi very well. Even in India, the Pro Kabaddi League, many players of their country come to play in India.
Okay, good. So you have a hobby of clay modeling, isn't it?
No, sir, it was not a hobby. It is interesting. Learn
Sorry?
it and sir, it's interest. I am interested to learn it, and few years back I did in class 8th.
Okay, so now you are not doing any clay modeling.
No, sir.
Okay, what all books, magazines, newspapers you read?
Sir, in book I don't read any specific novels. Currently, I have read a book by Joseph Murphy called "The Power of Your Subconscious Mind." I started reading, and newspapers I used to read Dainik Jagran, which comes at my home. And for magazines, I don't read any magazines right now, sir.
Okay. So you keep in touch with the current affairs, reading Dainik Samachar, is it?
Dainik Jagran, sir.
Dainik
Jagran, sir.
Jagran. So have you read today's Dainik Jagran?
Sir.
Have you read today's Dainik Jagran?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me one national and one international news which you think is very important.
Sir, for international, I have read military affairs that North Korea had supplied some to South Korea and to another country. I am not remembering right now. And for national news, sir, I can't recall night.
Okay, yesterday's newspaper.
No, sir. Yesterday I was not well.
Okay, tell me last 1 week, what is the most important national news going around or the newspapers?
Sir,
10
for
days.
when
10 days.
So for 1 week, our CDS General so
What is
General Anil
what is
Chauhan was
PFI?
appointed as.
What is PFI?
Sir, I don't know about PFI. Sir.
That was not on the front page ever in the last 10 days or 15 days?
So it would.
Sorry?
Sir, I don't know specifically, sir.
What was happening in United Nations is last 10 days or so? What do you think will happen if Russia, as it is threatened Ukraine with nuclear attack, what do you think will happen in future?
Sir, it would be very drastic drastic effect on Ukraine because it has a small area and nuclear bomb effect very larger area, and radiations would go every. And
Will it happen?
so, sir, because you UNO there, I don't think so that country would be going to let happen at any cost.
Mhm. Okay. Now, Kushagra, while playing Kabaddi, you had a tiff with one of the opponent players, and the referee interfered and you were separated. But after the match, you went to that chap and told him that whatever you did was wrong. Instead of clarifying his position, he gives you one on your face and says, "Get lost." What will you do?
Sir, for one punch, I would say that it's okay. But if second comes, then I would fight back and get the boy now, because I am also a player and I do exercises, so I'm not that weak that I could not face him. I will punch him and get them knocked.
When you try to punch him back, he just whistles and he calls three of his friends who come there immediately. And they all start pushing at you. Now what will you do?
Yes.
There are three more of his
I
friends
can-
who come suddenly from nowhere, moment he whistles. What will you do now?
Yes, then I will try to get myself off one by one. I would try to.
You'll try to do what?
So I will try to get myself off of their group, their hold.
You mean to say you will run away?
No, sir, I will not run away.
Then
Then
what
I
will you
will.
do?
Then I will face it, sir. I will use my agility skills to get defended by each. One person at a time. I can hold to fall them down
But
and
they're all
will go to
charging.
another person.
They're all charging to you together, all four of them. The main offender and three of his friends. One is pushing your head, other one pulling your leg, third one kicking on your back.
So for that reason, I will use a punch to get their balls or some critical points there to relieve me of.
You mean to say you will fight all four of them?
Yes, sir. I will try my best until I get.
It means try your best is okay, but what exactly? You will keep fighting all those four people.
Yes, sir. And
Is that
if
correct?
I will.
Or will you run
I
away?
will
What
call
will
my
you do?
friends. Sir.
What exactly will you do?
Sir, I will keep fighting, sir.
Fighting all four of them.
Yes, sir. Until I get knocked or something worse.
So you are sure you will get knocked out?
No, sir. I'm not sure.
You say until I get knocked
will-
out. That means you're likely you are quite sure that you will get knocked out. Till then you will keep fighting.
No, sir.
Then what? I'm not clear as to what exactly will you do. There are two options. You keep fighting with these four chaps unless they pin you down and do something, or you run away. I don't think there is any third option. If there is any third, you will tell me specifically.
Sir, I will keep fighting and I will punch or get knocked to their critical points of their body, like their
They
neck,
have held both your hands.
nose.
They held both your one chap is holding from your left hand, other chap from the other side holding right hand, and the other two are bashing you up.
Sir, they told me like that. I am a player and I have agility skills to defend like people.
So you're not going to give up.
No, sir.
Okay, good. Now, after your 12th, you'll be joining college, isn't it?
Yes, sir. I will try for NDA. After that, I will go for college.
You have got more chances for NDA.
Yes, sir.
So in the meanwhile, you will keep sitting at home.
No, sir. I would be joining an institute to prepare my mathematics and
Okay,
chemistry and physics.
You'll not join any college.
No, sir. I would get a partial drop, I would say.
Sorry?
Sir, I would get a partial drop here. That's for 6 months to study the basic of my subject to appear for NDA.
Okay, so if you don't make it through NDA, you lose this 1 year.
No, sir, no, sir. I have applied for, I had given JE also for that purpose.
And
If
that's what
I
I'm saying.
couldn't
So
make,
you will join some college, isn't it? Engineering college or whatever college you
yes,
plan
sir.
to join. With what in mind? What is your second career option?
Sir, first is NDA, and after that, I would join. If I joined college, I would get a job to relieve my parents from my financial burden. After that, I will try for CDS, AF, CAT, and another uniform entry for nation.
Okay, good. When you join the college, engineering college, they ask you to organize a Kabaddi match
Yes,
in the
sir.
college of all the new freshers. Okay,
Yes,
their principal calls you and says, Kushagra, you are an old player, Kabaddi player. I want you to hold practices and to select a good Kabaddi team of the college to take part in the local inter-college competitions. For selection of these players, what all will you do? What all planning will you do? And what exactly you would require from the principal to assist you?
Yes, sir. If I have to do selections, I need some space to space for to test the stamina of the freshers, because Kabaddi is a game of stamina and strength. And I think, sir, it would I would put a notice on board that Kabaddi selections are going on. Meet at the background so we can select you, and after that people will come and so the things I would require for that, I will tell principal that we need a space and we need a court for Kabaddi, that is mat, polythene mat that is called, and special ropes and chalk powder for making line. That all will I will say for giving me and for selections of the players for Kabaddi.
Okay, Kushagra, tell me what are your strong points and what are those qualities you want to improve in yourself?
Yes, sir. So strong points are I think I am very fearless and I have very courage. I can do and I am very dedicated to myself. If I decided to do something, I will do that by hook or crook. And the weak points, I think that I must improve till the time. I should improve my reading habits and my emotional stamina. Sir.
And what do you want to improve in yourself?
Sir, I want to improve myself, sir, emotional stamina and my reading habits.
Okay. One of the strong points you said was whatever you decide, you take everything possible to do it, isn't it? And the
Yes,
NDA
sir.
is the only thing right from childhood you have been thinking of, and you couldn't clear the first step, the written exam. Why is it so?
Sir, because I was not sincere enough in my +2 class.
Then how do you say it is a strong point? Once you have decided something, then I will do it.
Sir, now that time I was not sincere enough, and now I have decided to
Now
do,
it is
and I
becoming
will.
a strong point. After that,
No, sir.
then when?
So it was with my. It was specifically back then, but in +2 class I was deviated towards points.
Okay, right. I've understood. It's been nice talking to Kushagra. Do you have any questions to ask me?
Yes, sir. I would like to know your regiment in which you served, sir.
I was in the regiment of artillery.
Okay, sir.
That's all.
Yes, sir. I want to know.
You don't want to ask anything about the interview part.
Sir, I would like to, sir, know that where I made mistakes. Sir.
Sorry?
I'd like to know
Say
where I
again, say.
made mistakes. And
Okay.
He wants to know what are the mistakes has he done.
That will tell you in the end, mistake part. That will be told. Anyway.
Okay.
Right.
Uh,
Right, sir.
right,
Thank
sir, I
you.
think-
I have finished.
Thank you. Sorry, I was just missed out for a few parts where there was something urgent which had come back. Downward was waiting on, so I went out for about just 2 minutes. So I missed out some portion. Notwithstanding, so I'll take on first because since Colonel Sharma has been through, he'll be the right person to take it on from there. What little I have had it. Very first, starting with the initial only. The knowledge of Ayodhya, Ayodhya is such a famous place and you can't even talk about Ayodhya for about 10 minutes and I think it's not worth your salt. It's one of the unique city, unique place, unique thing. So many things are unique about it. And if you can't afford to talk about Ayodhya itself, I think it's sad. You can't afford to be you couldn't even speak. What you spoke is nothing about Ayodhya, except for telling that yes, it is a birth of Ram, and nothing else, nothing beyond that. So many things are there. It's a city of temples. How many temples are there? Just tell me. How many ghats are there? What all things are being done? Just tell me now. Famous Babri Masjid, where it is like how the whole, when has the whole fight gone on for almost hundreds of years? Ayodhya is one.
Sir,
Yeah.
Sir, I could tell, but I thought it would give a negative impact, so I was.
Okay. Negative. You don't have to talk about anything. You have to talk about fact. You don't have to add your emotion to it. You don't want to add. What is a fact is a fact. Fact is Ayodhya is a place of the birthplace of Ram, and is one of the out of three holiest places in the Hindu mythology. That either Ram, Ayodhya is supposed to know one. Ayodhya, Kashi, and Mathura. They are the three things which are available. And they were right from the Mahabharata, Ramayana, everything is there. It is a history which is there. Which was the kingdom which was ruling it? Raghubans, Raghukul. This is Raghukul. Is it or not? So many people are there. So when you look at the history of it around there, how many good people were there? Raghukul? For Ayati and so many people are there. You read it now. So I have not read it at all. And after that, around there, what is the it is a city of temples? How many thousands, hundreds of thousands of temples are there? Every nook and corner is full of temples only itself, isn't it? Its name has changed of Ayodhya. It was just Faidabad was called the district. Now Faida has itself changed. Now, so the history, when you go back sequentially from the past to the present, you would be able to tell anything about Ayodhya. So you have not been able to talk about Ayodhya at all. Second thing, when you talk about the motivation, you're going to use except for why do you want to join services around there? Why do you want to join the army, put on the uniform? You could, except for you just added up my grandfather was there. That's the end of it. Beyond nothing else. No, motivation has been intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. What you looked at someone else, that is extrinsic, isn't it? You also want to become one, what is others, what your grandfather was. What do you observe? Why do you want to join? What is so great about it? And you just serving. Serving is a wide phenomena that you can't afford to talk about it. Okay. So that's when you even talk about the subject, you did try to touch and go. You couldn't afford to go in details. From the subject here, then the first CIQ he started straight away. You would seem to be honest when he said, no, I couldn't pass my 10th examination or 12th, which was that written exam. That's being honest. And you have not done well in 12th because your gradation has gone down from 85% to 72, and that is a downfall. That, as you said, they can be. We all are human. We will have problems. But what is the road ahead? What have you done? What all have you promised? What is the road ahead for your going? Compensating for the wrong that has been done in the past. Even the last question which you are asking around there, what are you going to do after 12th round there? You have not been very clear what you want to achieve. He said that, are you going to sit back home or you are preparing only for examinations of NDA? So you could be very forthright. And your last we were talking about JE. Why couldn't you talk about earlier? No, sir, I would not like to waste my time. Yes, certainly, I would like to join engineer, and I keep attempting for the NDA audit and examination because I have got age in my favor. That is what the answer has to be there. You were cryptic. You were never flow in your argument. Never came. You were not there to the flow. You just look at shoulder. You are just stopping. It doesn't give the coherence. You talk about coherence. Coherence is missing. Temporal coherence, causal coherence. We have already talked about so many things: causal coherence, temporal coherence. So many things are there. So coherence is important, and you ought to be showing confidence. The confidence you're from look and outlook and everything. The body language should speak about the confidence that you got it, and that is your voice. It itself is the energy. So until unless you are able to show, but I think for the interviewing officer can do little about it. You've got potential. There is nothing wrong with the system. And when the first year we did try to jump off the question around there, you touched very, you just touch and go. When you say subjects I like, you say subject I like was maths or what was the subject like? Why do you like it? Only because, and teacher you like, only because he made the geometry good or made you understand. That's not the reason for only for liking a teacher. There ought to be some other reasons also. Teachers are best known as a teacher for what? Because they impart knowledge. And subject knowledge one aspect of it. There are so many other aspects of the teacher. Guru Gobind do ke kake lagam pao. Balihari Guru aapke jo Gobind dio bataye. So he is the person, he's not only subjects. Knowledge can be attained. You can get knowledge anywhere. It's a trivial part. Getting knowledge of the subject for which he teaches, that's a very trivial aspect of knowing or admiring a teacher. He has to be helpful, he was good, he was guiding, he was so many other factors come to play which you couldn't afford to analyze. Then you also try to evade the question, I didn't like all teachers were good, I didn't like. So probably you could have already talked, yes, sir, I didn't do well, probably in some Sanskrit, what was the language, what were the other subjects were there? Probably I couldn't afford to make some reason, logic has to be there. You can't afford to avoid, that's avoidance. You cannot avoid a question which has been asked, simple. Then let me just tell you, Colonel Ravi has Kadam has been very, very, patient today. He is not, his energy today is not to the same level that the energy he is missed out because he is not getting an answer that he expects you to give him. He is doing one of the rituals. He is there, he has to conduct a return, and he says no. He'll tell you so many stories around there. Then the interview is to conduct it on the roadside. When people are walking across and they say, okay, within 5 minutes they finish it off. That's the end of it. Until you show something but extraordinary, something you want, something, some quality which is apparent, probably nothing can come. Okay. And then you are jumping for the question around there. Then you also talked about advantage of that was the question of you remain connected. Yeah. Advantage, then he talked about father. Yes, you handled that question well. So that the relation with the father, you handled it well. Beyond that, Kabaddi and the planning for this Kabaddi, it is atrocious. Word is atrocious. Now, what was the thing? He asked simple thing. He was given detail to select a team, first and foremost. Second, and after selection, you have to do what? Practice and selection, isn't it? So for selection, what are you would be setting certain criteria, isn't it? A Kabaddi player requires certain criteria. He has to learn height, weight. There should be something, there should be some criteria. So first and foremost, you would setting certain criteria for selection, isn't it? And rightly because you want a place. But in a college, you would have already told the place you already the permission is required. What are things required from the selection? You would have to motivate the people to join. Even if people who have not played Kabaddi, they would also be fitting into a team. There's nothing else. You have to select based on so what your idea should have been. One way can be there out of all the team depend upon my criteria of height, weight, and all put across, went around to all the forms, fresher courses, selected a few of the 10, 20 of them around there, and depend upon the stamina and other aspect. I used to select out of 20, then 10, then 5. And finally, we said be able to select the team around there, motivated them to go across. That's how the whole thing has to go. What assistance do you require? You only require permission from your principal or the teacher to Go into various classes, interact with them, and let them practice in the evening. That's all. That's the only thing. What else you require? Probably some assistance, a finance assistance, if so required, probably you can ask for it. You can ask for the coach, which probably he can give it one of those P2 staff or whatever that they have got a physical instructor which are available. He would also be there. So you have to ask them to participate there. You may also ask some of the faculty to become the guiding factor. So the other some you have to think aloud. You have to imaginative in thinking what is answer has to be given. You are just just a ritual, just a line. That is not the answer. That's not what you go about it. Okay. And the word you the last I achieve by hook and crook. That's a certain it's a damaging part. You can't afford to achieve your aim by hook or crook. That is the saddest thing which one can ever talk. You have to achieve your aim with fair means. You cannot be immoral. When you talk about hook and crook, you are being immoral. And that's not the people, that type of people really is required out there. Okay, your strength and weaknesses, you have to rethink about it. Reading habits, you talked about it. And now I leave it to Karan Sharma because I was slightly off in between. So I missed the train. So I would request Karan Sharma to sum it up before Karan Kadam takes it on. Right, sir? You are all yours, sir. Unmute.
Hello. Hello, Kushagra. How are you? Hello, can you hear me?
Sir, I'm good, sir. Yes, sir, I can hear.
Good. Okay. We have.
Before we just go,
my-
you should have fixed up the voice. Your voice was cut off. Between getting very erratic. And so you should have fixed up when you are having such interview. You should please ensure all the answer things are in place before you. Otherwise, Kadam had to really force himself to understand what you are trying to speak. Right.
Yes, sir.
I have heard you, Kushagra, at length. Now I have certain things to tell you because this was your first chance for appearing NDA, and you couldn't qualify that. So, what are your preparations now? I mean, how you are going about it? I mean, so that you clear the written exam first.
Sir? Yes,
What
sir.
are you?
Sir,
How are you preparing now?
Sir, now I have joined an institution to get my mathematics strong so that I can clear my written exam
Okay.
time.
Only mathematics?
There's no, sir, for other things I am learning by my own, like history, civics, and geography. I can read it through my books. And for mathematics, I need guidance, so I joined institution,
Okay.
which is
You,
far from my home. I am good.
okay, you're doing on your own. Now, see, what I want you to tell you is that whenever you are preparing for something, you have to have an aim. You should be very clear that I must prepare like this. I will devote this much time for this much time for this. Have you made any timetable like this?
Yes, sir.
You have made? Good. Good. Now, coming down to the choice that you wanted to join armed forces, why didn't you take NCC in your school? You took NCC?
Sir, because at my time there was not available at my school. When I passed my 10th class, that came.
Okay. The next is, I don't want to discourage you, but the thing is, when you are saying something or you are answering, you should be very clear. Don't fumble in between. You know what happens? You wanted to switch over to Hindi, then you wanted to come back. If you are very clear, then only you start answering. You must think in your mind first that whatever you wanted to say, then put it in a chronological order so that your answers are there for the chap who has asked you the questions. So you should be confident enough to say what you wanted to say. That is what my observation is. And your awareness, you don't read newspaper as if I understand, or probably you might not have got chance to read the newspaper last 3 or 4 days because of your other commitments. You have to update yourself on daily basis. about the environment, what is happening around. Because unless and until you know what is happening around, you can't think. Unless there is an input to you, you can't give any output. So you must be aware exactly, because there would be certain questions which would do a very general question in which you just to get your ability, how much able you are to actually accumulate all those things. There will be certain very general questions. So you must update your general knowledge. And general knowledge updation is not that I read a book once in lifetime and I'll get updated. It is a continuous process where you have to update yourself. In that case, your awareness will increase. I found that probably you didn't have time, or probably you had some other commitments. That's why you could not get up all these things or could not catch all these things to understand things. Whether it is social, whether it is economical, whether it is otherwise, you or since sports, I mean, you must be having good information. You have to update yourself. That is one second point I had. Then whatever you want to say, you must stay with facts. Your facts should be very clear to you. You should not beat around the bush. There's no beating around. And don't try to fool that, no, I have answered him, so he must be happy with it. Whether he's happy or not, it is not your take. It is his take. Your take is that you should be able to give him that answer, which is absolutely factual and which is understandable. Don't make it in a way that it becomes hodgepodge and you are not able to say. And then very right, I think point which was observed by Col Prasad was hook and crook. It is a very strong word. Hook and crook means you say hell with you. You have been caught by 4 people. There are 2 ways of attending to it. One is firstly you discuss. If they are not ready to discuss, then only you will come to blows. You should also say your point, no, I did not do this, I did not do this. I mean, there was no difference from your side, except that, yes, I will fight with all the 4. Fighting with all the 4 is good thing. It's not bad. But whether you will succeed or not, that is also more important. Whatever point you do, you should have to have some success in front of you. You could have even took one chap behind you, or you should have taken another chap. No, I will find it out a solution with him. Those who's, I mean, you have to weigh their situation and then act. Not that I will start fighting with every 4. You cannot fight. It is not possible. Unless until they are children and you are a grown-up, that may be a different issue altogether. But it is a Kabaddi match and in your college, so they are also as grown-up as you are. I would suggest you inculcate your reading habits. The moment you read, you will be able to understand. And while reading, please keep on reading slightly loudly so that you know exactly what pronunciation you're. Hello, what is your pronunciation? So your talking would also get assisted with this. That's all what I upload. I think all the best for you for your coming exams and other efforts. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Colonel Prasad, we can't hear you.
Hello, can you?
Okay, can you hear me, Kushagra?
I can hear you.
Yes,
I can
yes,
hear
sir.
you.
Okay.
Just
Now, basic thing, the most important you have to understand, this is a psychological test. And what am I trying to do? I'm trying to find out the qualities in you by means of talking to you and question answers. Right?
Yes, sir.
But if you give me very crisp and short answers, then it is just like I'm trying to read a book and the book pages are not opening. How can I read the book? Can I read the book then?
That's called
No, sir.
avoidance. Avoiding.
So
You are
that
trying to
is
avoid.
psychology needs avoidance. You are trying to hide something. It doesn't matter to me. As far as I am concerned, let me be frank. I am also a human being. I am prone to error. As Colonel Prasad said, I went through the procedure only after hearing about Ayodhya. I gave you a hint also. It's a world famous place and you had nothing to offer me or tell me or to show. Every question that I pose to you, you must think the aim behind it. You must answer the question in details, and aim plus should be from your side to show your better qualities. Say more. Show. You must think it simultaneously. Ki what are? How can I impress this chap who is asking me so many questions?
I'll just supplement here, sir. You know, the interviewing also is supposed to speak only 15% time, 85% time he expects the candidate will speak. That is the ratio between 15% and 85%. That is the level. On the contrary, Colonel Kadam spoke about 50%, more than 50%, and you spoke about 20%, 30%. What's the use?
You know, it was as if you are taking my interview. You know, aim is to teach you. That's why others, you know, there are so many questions I wanted to ask you. You said your grandfather motivated. So do you know his unit? He was from which unit?
Yes, sir. He was from AMC unit.
AMC. So AMC unit, what all achievements he had, everything, you know, then I was not interested afterwards. You know, you dissuaded me from taking a proper interview and forced me to go through the paces only, as Colonel Prasad had said.
Rituals. He had just done rituals. Just a ritual. पूजा करना है, जब जल चढ़ाना है, अक्षत नैवेद्य चढ़ाना है, नक्षक नैवेद्य चढ़ाया, and that's okay. Thank you, भगवान जी, यहाँ पर आपकी कृपा करें. That's all. Very first question, when he said, how are you? You couldn't even answer that question. You got it. So getting answers is human. There's nothing. You have to take control yourself. We all, when you go for interview, we all come under pressure. There's nothing wrong. But it is
anyway,
the question.
You're still very young. There's a lot of time for you, and you have got all the. You're very lucky in life. Like in the last interview, you were there. You attended that interview,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes.
You're
Yes.
very lucky in life to get, you know, in an Asian country to get all the facilities that you are getting from your parents, your family, and others. So, overall attitude I found of yours is casual. That casualness you will have to get rid of yourself if you want to. And you must say, if I'm so lucky, God has made me so lucky, let me do something for the society, pay back. When you say, I want to join the defense forces, yes, you want to fight, they do it their best. You should not be lagging behind in the last 10%. You should be in the top 5%. Understood?
Yes.
Are you getting me? Are you
Yes.
understanding? Yes or
Yes,
no?
sir.
Huh?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, questions. Most of the questions you did not answer properly, not relevant. But Kabaddi, you had information. You gave the info. But you know, during the interview, you will come to know which question I should have spoken more. In Kabaddi, so much details was not required from that instance. That, you know, the questions before that and after that. What am I was trying to get? Your knowledge about Kabaddi, since you said you play Kabaddi. A lot of information is not required. Too much, that is boring. And that's why I didn't ask you about cricket, because it would have become boring for me, because everybody knows that knowledge about cricket, everything. Kabaddi I wanted to know, but not so much into details that you don't have. You must have, should have made it, contracted it, and showed more, something more than that. I wanted you to speak on your own. What are the various tournaments in our country, abroad? Then I had to ask somebody. That you should have given on. Yes, I have got a lot of knowledge, not only how exactly is the size of the field and things like that. You could have told me about on your own. Understood? Which I asked you questions afterwards. Right.
Yes, sir.
Then what do you understand by courage? Courage is not fighting every time. You attended the last interview, you said, "Main marunga, usko marunga." No, that is not courage. I just wanted to say, are you mechanical in your thinking? The last interview, yes. But three आदमी आ गए यार. Courage is running away from there. At least to me, courage is intelligence also you have to use. First time you should have said, firstly, I wouldn't have gone to explain to him. It is the coach's and his coach and the referee's job. It's not my job. It's not your job to tell him. Was it? Anyway, even if you had gone, tell if he doesn't agree, well and good. But without listening to if he has given you a sock, yes, give him 2-3 socks. And once you see that 3-4 people are coming or he has whistled, you should have got the hint. Actually, I would run. There's no point fighting with 4 people. What's the point? My aim was to teach him something good for him for his rest of his life. If he doesn't want to learn, good enough. I am not interested in getting bashed up myself. So it was good enough answer. You are not a coward after that for having run away. Okay? So
Courage, last time we discussed, courage is taking risk knowingly. So, and there has to be certain probability of success, then only together. When you got 3 people are there and then I'm got tied up by the right people, what is the success? What is the probability? Chalo.
and next was organization. Colonel Prasad has brought out. Your main aim here is to find a good team. And how will you find in a new college? You're a first year. Best is ask your friends, ask for volunteers. If you don't get enough volunteers, ask the principal, yes, I want to go to all classes and request, tell them how Kabaddi is a very good game, this, that. So planning, you should have said, first I'll plan, most importantly, the most crucial part is how to I get maximum volunteers to play. Thereafter, trials and all is secondary. Teaching raw people is secondary. First is getting maximum volunteers. Thereafter, after selection, say you should have said, at least said I would have selected 2 teams so that we could have practiced. I'll ask the principal to give us a coach. You know, things like that, certain basics, 5, 6 things I expected from you to show what is the importance. That's all. Okay. So organization you have to do, and current affairs, my friends, that newspaper you will have to read. Anybody who wants to be a cricket player in the newspaper, what will you read? Tell me, Kushagra, what will you read if you want to make career in cricket?
Sports.
Sports page you'll read first. Your paper last 10 days, 15 days, 1 month, you have not read anything about defense. You're telling me something else. Except that South Korea, Japan, something you said which I had never seen it on the front page. I have not read about it. Okay. So if you are interested in joining the defense news should interest you the maximum, isn't it? And defense news is the most, I would say, the important news in all the newspapers' front pages in the last, since February, I would say, or March. Others also, you find some defense news on the top front page, right? So you must change. And as Shama said, reading habit is very important. You have to day to day, you have to read and make your own opinion, reading editorials, others, and make your own opinion. That is going to be there in SSB. There's no doubt. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Right.
Before we close off on any question from your side?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Yes, sir. How I can think that what is I am going to make a courage and what is I am going to make a mistake in by taking extra courage.
Why are you bothered about first and foremost? Your question is what? What is courage? I asked you to jump from first floor, and when the fire in the house, probably you'll be safe. But if you are on the 5th floor and from there you jump, what will happen? Would you survive?
No, sir.
So if you are trying to jump, you are trying to kill yourself, isn't it? If you want to kill yourself, no one can prevent you. I said taking risk knowingly, that is the word. That is a simple word in one line. Taking risk knowingly. जानबूझकर risk लेना. एक soldier क्या जाता है? When he is firing a bullet, he knows he has to go hit the person. There's so many bullets are flying. He doesn't want to kill. Just a second, sir. Hello. Okay, so courage is taking risk knowingly. There has to be some probability of success. A probability of success is 0 है. तो मैं मरने के लिए क्या हाँ आदि आत्मघाती करना है तो that's okay. Then you have to just like us today everything is available. You go and kill yourself. That's different. That's okay. That's also required. So probably army that also happens. That's the last resort. When you have to save your country, when you have to have a purpose bigger than that. It is risk. Then first and foremost, an officer, what you require? You require a brain. You have to think ahead. Effective intelligence is the first with psychologist starts. Reasoning ability, the second one with G2 and IU starts. Correct, that's a dynamic portion comes later on. It's also one of the unique quality, mind you. You cannot be irrational. You have to use your brain at the situation. What is there? How much time you got? Hardly when in such situation, you got a fraction of a second to think. And in that fraction of a second, you have to take a decision. And that decision will have to be decisive. Either going to save your life or you get yourself getting killed. This is what happens in the battle. When the bullets are flying, what are you going to do? Okay. This is what is this overall what is available. Okay, any other question?
No, sir.
Huh? Hello. Hello. I'll call you later on. Just hold on. Give me 5 minutes. I'll call you back. Okay. So that is what is available around us. Okay. The first and foremost, you must. आपको जो सवाल जो होता है 1 नंबर का सवाल होता है, 2 नंबर का सवाल होता है, 4 नंबर का सवाल होता है. कितना जवाब? 4 नंबर का 4 नंबर का जवाब देना है ना. ज्यादा कम नंबर के हिसाब से बोलना लिखना है, उसी से बोलना है. That's all. This is what we Kadam was trying to tell you. You have to speak based upon the question and the type of question comes around. When you look at a PIQ, this sports activities and like all comes from the last, isn't it? Just one of the line: interest, hobbies, and interest. That is one part. There will be questions. There is no doubt about it. There will be questions about it. But other questions are already there up and right on top. First, they want you to be intelligent person. You must show. Second, you are a good human. Then, using these 2 qualities, you are effective in the society. Then comes later on. They are all dynamic qualities. Dynamic is the force, and they are the first 3 factors makes it a force, and last makes the distance. The force and distance. The work is set to when if a force moves through a distance. Okay. Any other question? Right then. So we should be thankful to. Huh? Right then, we are thankful to Colonel Sharma and Colonel Kadam for having spared their valuable time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Again, thanks a lot.
Right, sir.
We'll meet again. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
Kushagra, if you got any other problem, you can ring me up, then we'll talk later on. Okay, bye.
Okay, sir.
Right, sir. Thank you. Good night.